Hi folks, Digger Does here. Welcome back to my channel. I'm sorry. I know it's been a while. I really do apologize for this. I said in the last vlog I did that things were going to get back to normal, and they are, and I'm not going to make any excuses. I did take a break from doing videos because I'm trying to get back to work. I've been out of work for almost a little over 2 years now, and that's not good for me. I've got to get back into doing things, and so that's what I've been trying to do, to find something to occupy my time. I'm not being fulfilled, and part of that was affected the channel because I kind of got a little depressed that this is all I have. And nothing against you all. I love doing videos for you all. It was just, for me, it wasn't as fulfilling as I thought it would be for me. And so I needed to change, get out of the house, and do something to where I was getting that fulfillment that I needed. So I've been trying, and it hasn't been, finding work for someone who's disabled is not easy. The last time I was unemployed for almost 3 years before someone finally gave me a chance. So it'll come. It's just I got to be a little more patient. I'm not good at being patient sometimes, especially when it's something I really want. I want it to happen now, and that's not what's happening. So keep me in your prayers, and hopefully something will come along. Now, as for the channel, for those of you that have been following the channel, probably know that I surpassed 5,000 views as of last Sunday. Well, I want to thank everyone who has come to my channel and watched my videos. You don't know what that means to me, and from the bottom of my heart, again, thank you. It's just totally awesome to know that 5,000 people have come and viewed my videos on my channel. Whether they liked it or not, at least they came and viewed it. And that's so cool. And thank you from the bottom of my heart. Some of you are friends, some of you are family, and I want to really thank you big time. I appreciate you supporting me. And I hope down the road I could do that for you as well, because this is my sounding board. This is where I like to bare my soul to you all in hopes to help you guys. And so the vlogs are coming back. No more letting other people tell me I can't say what I want to say. So I'm back. This is the first vlog, so I hope that you'll be happy to see me, hopefully on a daily basis. Videos will be coming back on Monday as far as the martial arts videos. The gaming videos are definitely coming back. I've got a few things lined up for that. In fact, today I'll be doing a game pickups video for you all. I've gotten a few games, and so I have a little bit to talk about, so I'll share that with you all later. Now let's get into the meat of this video, because I want to talk about some things that are on my mind. One is in relation to an upcoming video. The other one is something I read in the news that concerns me, both as a martial artist and as a teacher and as a parent. Okay, now I'm going to jump into the article I read. Now, I don't remember the young lady's name, where she was from, or anything like that, but the article I read stated that a 12-year-old girl who is highly ranked as an MMA fighter is going to enter the ring against a grown woman. And I kind of had a moment when I read that, because there were several things that went off inside me about it, because one, as a parent, I would not want to see my child get hurt like that. Um, yes, MMA is safe today as far as the gloves and where they can hit, so on and so forth. But still, this is a child entering the ring professionally, and as a parent, I just can't imagine who in their right mind would let their child do that at that age. They're not ready for this. Physically, yes, she probably is very gifted in the art and really knows how to throw down, but physically, her bones could be easily broken and things could get put out of place where they may not go back into place correctly. And at that age, your body is still growing and things like that can throw that off. And I just don't think that's a good idea. As a teacher, I myself do not teach anyone under the age of 12. I mean, under the age of 13. Excuse me. And there's a reason for that. Their bodies are still developing. And when it comes to some of the things that I teach that I haven't shown on here yet, when it comes to the Bok Mei Kung Fu, joint locks, pressure points, to me those things are not for kids. And mainly because there's two things. One, their brains don't comprehend things the way adults do. Their brains are still growing, and so they don't understand the responsibility of using those techniques against someone else. That children mimic what we do. I know I'm going to get comments over that, but really children mimic what we do, and they do it they throw caution to the wind when it comes to doing those things. They don't think about the what ifs like an adult would. And so that really concerns me. Two, not only mentally, but physically they're not ready either, because like I said, their bodies are still growing. Now, as a martial artist, I don't want to take anything away from this girl. I think it is totally awesome that a 12-year-old kid has that much talent to actually step in the ring. And that's all I'm going to say about that. I'm going to hold my reservations until I see the outcome of the match, and I swear I really hope this child doesn't get hurt. And I hope that there are people there to make sure that doesn't happen. Now, let's get off of that. I got one more thing I want to talk about. And people in the martial arts community, they don't think of some styles as a martial art. But any type of fighting art that is used in a military way or a style as a form of self-defense is a martial art. And I'm talking about styles like boxing. Boxing has never really been adopted within the martial arts community, mainly because it's not an Asian martial art. And please don't hammer me in the comments when I say that. It's just that before Bruce Lee, boxing was kind of its own thing. It was Bruce Lee that actually made boxing important within the martial arts community. He started showing that it does have martial use. And so now that I'm going back and learning about some of these older boxers from way back 100 years ago, I'm starting to learn things that can actually be used on the street. And one of the gentlemen that I'm reading about right now is a guy named Battling Nelson. He was, I believe, the 1908 World Junior Heavyweight Champion. And back in those days, they had to have a lot of stamina. Stamina, I can never say that word right. And not only that, they had to know things that would kind of give them an edge to winning a fight. Because back in those days, there wasn't a limitation on rounds. Some of these guys fought 40, 50 rounds before someone actually won. And you can imagine the devastation that takes on a body. I couldn't imagine trying to fight a 50-round fight. That's crazy to me, but they did it. And in one of the I'm reading an article right now on Battling Nelson. By the way, he fought from about 1896, and he was 14 at that time. And I think he officially retired from the ring in and around 1920. So he had a good number of years of fights. I think his record was like 73-46 or something like that. But in this article, they talk about a punch that he used called the scissor punch. And in a following video next week, I'm going to talk about that technique and how it can actually be applied in street use, because it really resembles some other hand techniques I know from other martial arts. So I think it'll be a great addition to anyone's self-defense toolbox. So be looking for that. If you're interested in learning more about Battling Nelson, I'll just let you know what little I was able to find was enough to make me go, maybe this guy's worth looking more into as far as how he boxed and stuff like that. And where my experience in boxing comes from is I had an uncle who was a Golden Gloves boxer during World War II. And he didn't share a lot, but he shared a few things with me that made me interested in boxing and made me want to learn more about it. And the boxing that I've learned, what little I've learned from him, I've absorbed that and put modern boxing with it that I've learned from Jeet Kune Do. So now that I have that in my head and I'm going back and looking at these boxers, it's really cool to see what they did back in those days. So keep an open mind when you see an art that you think that may not be a martial art. It really could be. Things like there's a style of fencing from Germany that two men are standing face to face and they're just swinging swords above each other's heads. Looking at it, you're thinking there could be no martial technique found in there, but if you really dig deep into the style, you'll find out that there really was some technique there. And you had to know something to avoid getting your face cut, but that's what I'm getting at. Don't say no to nothing, because there's a lot out there you can learn from other living styles that you've never heard of. I could read a list of things that I've learned here recently that I've shared on this on YouTube that most people wouldn't know about, and I have gotten some criticism over some of the things I said, and that's because I know little about the system. And it's not ignorance, it's just a lack of knowing. And I have opened my mind to people who are in those systems to kind of give me more feedback on those. So always keep an open mind. Be willing to listen, because you might learn something that could be a key to your fighting art. Alright, folks, this is Duker Does saying do good and just bye-bye.